For a second, I forgot how, like, space worked. I was like, wait, does the sun do laps or do we do laps? Today, guys, we're getting all into my trauma, so buckle up. Imagine the video starting out like that. What's poppin', y'all? It's your little Congolese ting and welcome back to my channel. So it is the middle of the day and I have no plans and I'm bored. So I'm just gonna do my makeup because why not? But I also just kind of felt like filming, so I decided to film. And since New Year's just happened, why am I talking with my hands so much? And since New Year's just passed, I was like, you know what? Why don't you do your New Year's resolution? Because there's been a lot of videos about that. That's what we gotta do. We're gonna get all up into my feelings and opinions and emotions, and honey, I got a lot because I'm an Aquarius, okay? Honestly, it's not even necessary for me to wear this headband, but I really just think it's cute. But if you are new to my channel, hi, welcome. My name is Destiny. I post every Friday at 1 p.m. and sometimes 1 or 2 times extra in the week, but that isn't a promise because I just don't be known about my schedule. But make sure to remember to scroll down below and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you can see all of my videos when they come out. Anyway, with that all being said, let me get to my New Year's resolution. I'm not really going to tell y'all everything I'm doing though, because it's not a tutorial whatsoever. I'm just going to do it, and if I remember to tell y'all what I'm using, then I will, but I'm not going to try and do that for every product because it don't really matter. So my New Year's resolution. To be honest, I don't really believe in New Year's resolutions. Like, I feel like if you want to do something, you're gonna do it. Like, you don't really need to set a New Year's resolution, because I feel like at any time during the year, you can just be like, I need a burp. If I want to do something in like May, I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? And it might not be something I set out in the year, because honestly, looking a whole year ahead is really difficult. So I feel like you never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to happen in your life. And I just don't see the point in trying to do like a whole New Year's resolution where it's like, oh, I'm going to do this and this and this and this. Like, it's not. All that one realistically isn't going to happen. You don't know what life is going to throw at you. Do what you're able to do and what you want to do at that time. So I haven't really set a New Year's resolution like that, like, ever. I feel like last New Year's, so like I guess the beginning of 2019 was the first time I set like an actual, like, set some intention to my upcoming year. Because I don't know, I feel like, yeah, I was going through stuff in high school, but I wasn't that type of person where I felt it was necessary to set like intentions. I just felt like it wasn't that deep to me. But I feel like as I've gotten older, the more I see the value in setting intentions. Yeah, and I also feel like because that was a year where like a lot for me was changing in life, like, and a lot of stuff also happened leading up into 2019 for me. There was a lot happening and your girl was going through it, okay? I was going through it. Like, the struggle bus, I was front seat. No, I'm not. I was the driver. Like, I was the one just driving the struggle bus for a long time. And I feel like that's why I set a lot of intentionality for me, because like I was in the middle of like what felt like a lot of chaos. And so I felt like going into it, doing my eyebrows while talking about this is hard. I'm about to just finish what I'm saying and then go do it off camera. But I just felt like I set intentionality for the first time in 2019, and that had a major impact on my life. This is crazy. This was just supposed to be a casual little do my makeup and talk, but we the wounds, the traumas, okay, we just dive head in. Let's go. Wow. It was just the first time that I set intentionality, and I saw a lot of impact in that. Bad things that happened with it, but way more, like, the great impacts it had completely outweighs all the negativity and like struggles and obstacles it kind of brought for me, which I'm gonna go into later when I do my eyebrows. But I just wanted to say that, and that's why this year I have New Year's resolutions, but not really, they're like intentions. But I'm gonna do my eyebrows real quick, and then I'm gonna do a quick little, this is like a whole story time sort of like through my life.
I'm so sick. Like, why am I that dramatic? Like,
I just ate, I'm sorry. But since this is about my 2020 resolutions, I'm gonna be really, really brief with my 2019 resolution. But I just remember in 2018 leading up to 2019, I was seeing a lot of tweets about talking about like people just being about them doing stuff for themselves and like being more upfront. I'm not saying like everybody's resolutions be the same every year, but like there was just a lot of tweets showing up on my timeline, and that just really resonated with me. Resonated, that wasn't the word. It really resonated with me. At that time when I said like I was going through a lot of stuff, I really had to work on being like, I just had to be upfront, because I am somebody who thinks a lot and I reflect a lot, and once I form an opinion, like I feel it and I'm not gonna hide it. Like if I feel some way about you, when you're gonna know how I feel, because I just can't not hide that. Like that's just something about me I realized when I was pretty young. I just realized I can't be like fake. And it wasn't off rip naturally, just because growing up, you know, you go through a lot. But like as you mature and grew up, I think I realized pretty young that you don't benefit from being fake whatsoever. And it's not like I started to be fake or anything, but it's just like that's something I can't do. But I guess I felt like I just needed to be more candid in a lot of aspects and relationships in my life. And that basically set the tone for like all of 2019 for me. Now though, let's get into 2020, because I've been talking for super long about 2019, and that's the past. Not to say that we should look back on the past, but right now, honey, it's about the new year, so let's get into that. So for 2020, I'm just gonna say straight up what my resolution is, and I'm just gonna delve into the details for the people who are nosy and I know want to know about all this stuff in my life. I'm kidding, because I'm not nobody, but still, I feel like I'm one of those people who want to know the details in people's life, so I be listening, you know, to them details. Okay, there was, not to say tweets set my like the way I reflect on life or see life, because that is not it whatsoever, but there was a tweet that I saw that like worded it perfectly. Wait, let me put on deodorant real quick. There was one tweet though that like basically worded it perfectly, and it was like, this year I'm doing everything for me and my own healing and what I've gone through, because you don't get to make me feel bad or not like prioritize myself. Even if you don't agree with it, it's for me and it's what I need at that time. Like that, but less words, because that was too many Twitter characters. But that was basically it. That was basically along the line. And that's me. That's me all 2020. Like all 2020, all 366 days a year, okay? Because it's a leap year. Remember that. February, my birth month. We all celebrate and turn up. I don't have a birthday. I have a birth month. Get that right. Okay, this is where we're gonna get deep in them wounds. I'm gonna have like a severed body part. Like that's how deep we're about to get into this trauma. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be very honest right now. I don't want to turn 20. I am, what's 100 divided by 20? Even though I pray to God I live more than 100 years. I was having fifth of a life crisis. I'm freaking out. I don't want to be 20. I'm acting like 20 is being 30, and I feel like I'm not going to freak out when it comes to being 30 at all. But I think it's also because when I realized so much change is going to happen in my life in this decade, I'm mentally tripping balls, like just constantly. Every time I'm doing something or making any type of decision or any type of big like life changes I'm expecting, I'm just like, dang, something is about to go down in this decade. I think it's also because I'm the same like last 2 digits of the decade. Like I'm 20. So at the end of this decade, I'm going to be 30. And a lot happens between 20 and 30 that I don't know if I can personally. Actually, no, I know I can. Because that's life. You just have to do it and keep people around yourself who you enjoy and just trying to figure it out all together. But like, just so much can happen and it's just really stressful. There's just a lot of stuff you have to kind of prepare yourself, and like I'm also graduating possibly a year early, so there's like a lot that I kind of have to start thinking about, because like there's a lot of options and trying to figure out what I can personally do for myself, and that's a lot of stress to be thinking about right now. I also realized, I feel like with it turning 20, I feel like I've also in a way kind of regressed in a weird, like, but imagine this in a healthy way. Imagine this sounding healthy. I feel like I kind of regressed in age because it's like a new decade. Because it's like a new decade, if that makes sense. Because it's like, in the beginning of the 2010s, like, we were 10, we were young, and there was a lot of growing we honestly did between being 10 and now basically 20 for the people who are in the same, like, age range as me, slash, like, around here. But it's like, now I'm at the youngest I'm gonna be for this decade. And so there's a lot that, like, when I look back in the future now during this decade, I'm gonna be like, wow, I was a kid. Slash, like, wow, why was I taking life so seriously? Because in this decade, a lot's about to happen. This is the youngest I'm gonna be, so I need to be having fun and doing things. Like, even Darius knows that. Like, I've even been saying, I feel like I've been saying more stuff like, why not? We're young. Like, I've been like that a lot more. So I think for myself too, there was a lot happening for me. I'll say I grew up pretty fast. Like, I grew up pretty fast, not just like stuff at home or anything, but like even going to the school I went to, being a prep school Negro from a young age teaches you stuff real quick. You know, honey, you know things clear as day. And like, there was other stuff too outside of just school. Like, my school did not completely scar me, but we'll also get into that. I mean, that I do love that about myself. That's one of my favorite things about me, that I am very mature for my age. If you like know me very well, I'm so mature. I've been through things. And so I feel like this is me in a way, unconsciously, but also sort of consciously. I'm like trying to get myself to like enjoy things and be less serious, because I definitely need to be, but I feel like because of the air I sort of carry and the roles I play in certain relationships, I feel like I'm forced to kind of maintain and stay that way. And I realized I don't need to enforce that expectation of me in any way, because I absolutely deserve and have the right to myself to enjoy my time, I guess, on earth and on this mortal physical plane as much as I want to and so choose. And you don't get, or anyone doesn't get, any say in how I spend that time. I just feel like no one can force me or should force me to stay as old as I act in like certain relationships. And so I feel like now I've gotten to this point where in my New Year's resolution, I want to be more for myself. Like, I've always stood up for myself, and that was part of my 2019 resolution. Like, I was standing up for myself a lot in 2019, like, and like it did a lot for my relationships. Now the ones that like were good and positive responses to that, like, we're good, but like a lot of people never really expected that of me, I feel like, in 2019, because I wasn't really the role I played in some of my relationships. And some people did see me as being that upfront always, but like some people don't expect that of me. But that's how I've always been in my head. I've just been more like if I know most of the time they're cool and they do this one little thing that irks me, I'm not gonna go off about it or like tell them nothing really, because it didn't really hurt me, you know. And it was like something little. But I realized I can't do that in my relationships, because in some of them, they've been doing that to me for too long. You see, there's growth in there. So a lot of people were not expecting me to be as upfront as I was. And now I feel like people aren't expecting for me to be as like for myself as I am. Because I did already kind of start to do that, I'm not gonna lie, in 2019. But I kind of got some negative reactions. Like, this is me being really honest. I would just get these very subtle negative reactions to when I would do stuff like that and make it clear and apparent that I was doing that. In a weird, subtle way, I was being kind of like, I don't know, just kind of forced to feel bad. Like, I was just basically made to feel guilty. And I think I really internalized that, as I've always had in the past. And I kind of stopped doing it as much. But like, it wasn't like that person made me feel bad and then I automatically did it. It was like I still continued to, but I just started to do it less and less, to the point where like I didn't realize I wasn't putting myself first. And I've also I've gone through a lot of growth in 2010. Like, don't get me wrong, like, I know I say I'm nervous about going through 2020 because I'm gonna go through some real stuff, but that doesn't mean when you're in your teenage years you don't go through some serious things. And I went through some serious things that I had to grow a lot in. And I think I did as much growth as I possibly could in those years. Like 2017, 2018, I did so much growth, especially for my age. I think I grew a lot and had a lot of realizations. Like I said, I was kind of forced to grow up pretty quick. So there were other things that like I had to realize and learn about life because I'd already previously experienced it so young that like I'm able to recognize it older. And I like learned how to, once I interacted with those situations, I kind of knew how to respond. Like, I don't know. I just feel like I did a lot of healing for a lot of different aspects of myself and my life. And I just kind of did it so much that I kind of was like, oh, okay, I grew now. But like, that's not, growth isn't linear and is not, it can like plateau, I guess, if you feel like you're in the same place for your life for a little bit. Sometimes you are in certain stages of your life for a while, but like if you're just choosing not to grow and like things in your environment are changing and you're not growing with it, and like even if you don't feel like you need to, at least checking in with yourself to make sure if you do need to grow a little bit in some area, then to work on it. Because I think I just stopped. I was like, wow, I did a lot, which I did do a lot. And I did like was kind of in a plateau for a little bit where like things were kind of the same. But in that time, I went through a lot. And there was also a lot that I experienced in those later years when I was already growing, but more focusing on like some younger years stuff. I didn't realize there's some stuff I still need to reflect on from like high school and stuff like that. Because wow. High school did a number. I'm kidding, but not really. I mean, I loved high school. High school was okay. Like, nothing really. No, there was trauma. But, like, I had good memories in school. And, like, I have really close high school friends. Don't get me wrong, though. I was a black kid at a predominantly white high school. That's also a white flight school in the South. But that was kind of a comfortable place for me too, though, because I went to that same school my whole entire life. And so when things would happen, I don't know, like I just didn't really reflect on it, because to me, like that school is also sort of like home. Like there were teachers there who had known me since I was a little kid, and a lot of my life, like I never did outside sports, outside clubs. Like I did in 3rd grade, and I quit everything after like 2 months. So I didn't really have an outside life. I feel like there's just a lot that I didn't think about or reflect on, and like there was so much happening. Like I said, change, graduating, going to a new college, getting adjusted to a new city, making new friends, like all of that required a lot of quick adapting. And I feel like in that time I was not reflecting enough. I did do some reflecting 2nd semester my freshman year in 2019, because like I said, I went into that year with a lot of chaos. But other than that though, like I ain't really do nothing. And so I feel like with 2020, and I feel like I'm at the youngest I'm gonna be, I need to, one, do more things for myself, which means choosing myself first. I also did not do enough self-care after my spring freshman semester. I was not doing enough whatsoever. Like once it came to summertime, I stopped, and I was like self-care queen in the beginning of 2019, man. Like that came in part with me, just everything I was going through in the beginning of 2019, because like I've been saying, it was wild. I just was so good at it, and I had so much me time. I think also because I did switch to being like a full load schedule, and I'm doing 18 credit hours. I think I didn't realize how much time and the toll it was taking out of my life, because I just wasn't really taking my me time that serious enough. And like granted, I did have time to chill during the semester, like don't get me wrong, I just wasn't prioritizing myself enough. But I've also realized self-care goes a long way beyond just like doing a face mask. Sometimes it's crying, sometimes it's just laying in the dark and listening to music, sometimes it's laughing and going out, sometimes it's just chilling and sleeping all day. Like self-care is a lot. And like I said, I feel like because so much has been happening around me around these past few years, it's just kind of like realized for me, self-care is also turning off my phone. Like that's a must now. And even, or not really turning off my phone, but kind of having like a set time where it's like, if you don't reach me after my certain office hours, my call hours, you won't go to voicemail. And unless you're up there in the favorites list, you're not getting an answer. And if you're lucky, you might get a text. But to be honest, after a certain time, if you're texting me at 9, there's a chance I'm asleep. Because one, probably most likely, unless it's like a weekend and I want to go out, weekdays, like, I don't really text nobody or talk to anybody that late. Honestly, that even goes further into family. I realized too, even my family, like, I think I'm just at a stage right now where I kind of need to limit people's access to me. Because, well, one, that's always to say, not everybody deserves full access to you whatsoever, point blank period. Nobody has the absolute authority to have constant access to you. If you don't want to give them that full access, that is totally up to you. When people have constant access to me, it's a lot, sort of, like, because I worry about people too. Like, I love my peoples, I love my family, I love everybody who's close to me, and sometimes I don't realize, like, whoa, like, I need myself right now, and that's healthy. Like, it's okay for me to make myself not available. Not to say, like, if there was an emergency they can't hit me up, because my family knows that. Like, take this in a very, like, healthy, like, I love my family, I love my family. It's just like, I need me right now. Like, I love you so much, but just sometimes you just need yourself for a little bit. And, like, yeah, we love and, like, family and people check in on us, but sometimes it's just a lot. I mean, I'm an Aquarius, y'all. I feel a lot, I think a lot. So I could be just completely off bar with this one, and y'all can leave me comments and let me know. But, like, I don't think it's crazy whatsoever. We need time to ourselves. Our families don't identify us. They don't label us. Especially the older you get, your family can't define you. You have to be an individual. You have to have your own hobbies. You have to do stuff for yourself. You have to have your own life. And I feel like in part of that, like, I'm allowed to grow as an individual and kind of on my own for a little bit. So, okay, I'm gonna do this as fast as I can. I'm gonna do my nose highlights. All I did was apply my eyelashes. They look really bad. We're not gonna talk about it. This is the finished look, okay? Yeah, this is just how it turned out. That's what it is. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment down below. Tell me about your 2020 resolution or anything you learned in 2019 or goals for yourself in 2020, because I would love to hear. And I'll definitely share more of mine in the comments. But with that being said, that's it for this video. I need to go. I'm tired. I need a nap, to be honest, and I need a cup of coffee, which you think won't go together, but I'm a coffee addict, okay? So I can just, you know, drink some nice hot coffee and go straight to bed. Problematic, I know. Will I die early? Yes. But we've accepted that. This is the end of this video, though. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this real, serious video of me. In 2020, we only gonna get bigger, y'all. What? I don't even know how many subscribers I'm at, but I'm close to 300. So if you're seeing this and I'm not there yet, make sure to subscribe, please, because I really love my channel and I work really hard and I really want the algorithm to like me, okay? But thank you so much for watching this channel, supporting it, and for those who've been along with me through this journey. It's been an amazing year, and I'm so hyped for 2020. We're in our bag, y'all. We working not only on our bag, but also on ourselves, because that's just as important. And yeah, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share, because that really helps me a lot, and the algorithm to like me, like I said, because the algorithm hates me on YouTube, you know? I ain't even do nothing to them, like, just let my channel grow. But anyway, thank you for doing all of that. And yeah, I hope you guys have an absolutely amazing week or weekend, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye. We irritated.